What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing a beer from the Slice Beer Company, and they're out of Lincoln, California, and this is their fake grass. So this is a West Coast IPA that is brewed with Citra and Strata hops. It comes in at 7.3% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review, and this can is just under 1 month old. I'm gonna give a huge thanks and shout out once again to a very good friend of mine and viewer of the channel, Jesse, for this beer. So huge thanks to him. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies he sent my way, and he sent me an entire box full of beers from his hometown state of California. And I'm super excited that he sent this one my way because, believe it or not, this is the first ever beer from Slice that I'm reviewing on my channel. And I've reviewed, other collaborations with Slice and another brewery, but those beers have always been brewed at the other brewery's facility, not actually Slice. But I have reviewed a Slice beer on YouTube. A couple good friends of mine and fellow beer tubers, Dan and Mike over at FLX Beer Reviews. A couple years back, they had another good friend of ours and fellow beer tuber, Joe, over at Joe's Arcade, send them a box of beer. And one of those beers was a Slice beer that was a New Zealand IPA, pretty dang good. So I have high hopes for this one. It's a West Coast IPA with Citra and Strata, and I love the name. It's just a straight up gas. It's fake grass, and it says Citra and Strata hopped, man. And it says we've all bought fake grass before. This time it's good, and the label is absolutely phenomenal in my opinion. It's just a great label. I love it. Anyway, we're gonna crack it open, get it into the hashtag not proper glassware. It's a Lost Abbey Tiku, which is definitely not proper glassware, but I don't have a sliced glass, so we got to make do with what we got here. So I'm hoping that this one is pretty good. We will see. So give it a pour here in the glass, and it's looking what you kind of expect it to look like for a West Coast IPA, something like that. And we will get out the paper towels as I spill a little bit down the side, just a little bit. It's a little bit on the table there. No big deal. Happens. But as you guys know, I like to have that little dirtiness on my table. So we got the hashtag Dirty Glass Mafia. So how does that look? It looks fantastic. Yeah, it looks exactly in person how you guys are seeing. It has this beautiful like honey orange, like golden straw color. You can see my hand through the other side. The clarity's pretty good. Not like crystal clear, but like 95% clear. 2 fingers of this off-white, soap sudsy looking head with a little bit of creaminess to it. Yeah, decent carbonation, although it's not streaming. We'll bust out the contraband flashlight. How's that looking? Oh, that's crazy. No, just a little bit of carbonation coming up, but yeah, it looks really nice. So let's get a nose. Ooh, that's nice for sure. Combination of big citrus tones with a little bit of like the strawberry I typically get with Strata. A big dank herbaceousness with a little bit of pine. Ooh, it smells really nice. Touch of peach. Ooh, as I swirled it up, that resinous kind of pine, dank, herbaceous, big dankness. Just under a month old, it smells super duper fresh. Touch of that crackery malt character you get with new school West Coast IPAs. It smells fucking awesome. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Jesse. Oh, yeah. Yep. So clean. Like, this is such a clean West Coast IPA. That's one thing I noticed about new school West Coast IPAs. They have such a cleanliness to them. They're crisp, they're clean, they're refreshing. They almost give me lager vibes, even though they are totally not a lager. This drinks kind of a little bit like a lager. Body's medium, 7.3%. I'm cool with it. Like I said, mouthfeel crisp, clean. Definitely a crushable beer, despite a nice firm like bitterness and dryness. Moderate carbonation. I gotta pour a little bit more in here. This is gonna be one that I probably just tear up over the course of like 10-15 minutes after I turn off the camera. I don't think this one's gonna last all that long. It looks beautiful in the glass though. Like you can't really deny it. Ooh, a little bit of candied vibe now too. So the taste is candied citrus up front. Orange, grapefruit, a little bit of like lemon. Passes through more of that peach, apricot, maybe a touch of mango, stone fruit heavy. There's a little bit of that strawberry I was getting from the Strata, but in the taste, I'd say more some mixed berry. It's not really strawberry. And it finishes with this beautiful resinous pine dank character. Very dank. Not quite like super, super dank, but it's pretty fucking dank. So the name, Fake Grass, yeah, no, it's not quite marijuana, but it's kind of like, it has a pretty big dankness to it. Again, firmly dry, moderate bitterness, leans more dry and bitter than anything else. Underlying crackery, slightly bready malt character. Very clean beer. 7.3%, you can't tell. Is this the best West Coast IPA I've ever had? It is not. It is not. Is it a delicious West Coast IPA? It totally is. It's just, here's the thing. If I could get beers from a lot of these California breweries kicking out West Coast IPAs on the regular, like every week, whether it's Green Sheik, North Park, Slice, Shred, Wondrous, this place, that place, like there's so many fucking places, so many breweries in California just kicking out great West Coast beer. I'd be in heaven, right? This isn't the best, but like if I could just get this and have it in my fridge when they release it, buy a 4-pack, enjoy, yeah, like this is fucking great. 7.3%, can't tell whatsoever. Not my favorite West Coast IPA, but it's fucking delicious. So what do we rate something like that? Well, we rate it pretty high. So the first official slice beer on my channel is a good one. Fake Grass, I'm going to give this a, give this a high 4.25, go 4.3. I feel like if I lived in California, all my reviews would be 4 minutes long, like Joe's are. Love you, Joe. No, but in all honesty, like, you know, I have long-ass reviews. Why? Because I don't shut up. I probably repeat myself 38 times during a review and just whatever, right? But, you know, Joe's very efficient with his reviews. Other beer tubers are as well. But if I was drinking these normally, like someone like Joe does, where he's just pounding them out, like, very similar characteristics, depending upon the quality, you can kind of tell some slight differences stuff. These are fucking awesome. They're awesome. This is probably like, you know, hey, Slice was like, we're making another West Coast IPA, whatever. But for me, it's like, wow, I don't see shit like that on the East Coast too often. Anyway, whatever. Price point availability, I looked on their website, $21 4-pack. It's $5.50 a can, or sorry, $5.25 a can, Joe. Let's get the math correct. $5.25 a can, I'm all right with it. It's California, it's more expensive. If I could get this for $5.25 a can here in Buffalo, like I'd fucking lose my shit. And availability is Slice, I have no idea. Just set it my way. And I'm so happy you did, because I finally get to review an authentic Slice beer on my channel, and I couldn't be happier. So Fake Grass from Slice, highs the alcohol well, definitely a West Coast IPA, nice, dry, bitter kind of finish, leans more dry and bitter than anything, very clean beer, crisp, just, it's tasty. 4.3 out of 5. So if you've had this one before or anything else from Slice, post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. Not the most complex West Coast IPA. Not losing my shit over it. But I know quality when I see quality and when I taste quality. And this is quality. And yeah, thanks to Jesse. Appreciate it. To the next one. Cheers.